Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I make turtles.
It's now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. We got Sam Flannel on brand, on budget. Day number 12 of 365 consecutive days of flannel for Slammin' Sam Flannel. Of course, it's Sawyer over in the production booth as well. Happy to have you all out here for the ride today. Our YouTube chat thread. Jump in there. A lot of you have. John Suba, number one here in today with the hey yo. I like it. Detroit Dabber's taking L's lately, man. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, Dabber.
Oh, you're starting out that way, just throwing shots, just subtle little Neil Rule.
Nah, Dabber's my guy. You guys.
I was told Dabber's just not committed anymore. His priorities are out of line.
Hey, you just need a little bit better. I'm not mad at you, Dabber. I'm disappointed.
Oh.
Happy to have you guys all with us, whether you're watching on social media, Twitter, on YouTube, however you're doing it. On radio as well. Don't forget 93.5 The Roar, the new all-sports station here in Detroit. 94.7 HD2 for the HD elite out there. Yes, that's me as well, D-Mac. On brand. You got to be on brand.
Absolutely.
Give me the HD option. I'm a tap in. There is no question about it. But happy to have you guys with us. And, yeah, man, we're getting it in. How you doing, D-Mac?
You know what? I'm just, same as just frustrated with this thing over here. I'd like to see everybody's name on here, but I can't get the show up right there. It's always late to the party. That's what they do to me every morning. But other than that, I'm good. What do I got going? I'll be actually do a little announcement. I won't be in Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow I will be in Holland, Michigan, and Thursday I'll be in Grand Rapids. I'm actually going to be on the Huge Show.
Okay.
Out there if you're that sided, and I'm going to go give a Eyes On update to our Grand Rapids Griffins. I'm going to head over to practice there and see my boy Dog.
Okay, and I expect a report back
on Thursday. Yeah, exactly.
Give me the draft pick updates.
We will. We're gonna take a look at how the young guys are doing, and Ben Simon and their team. So, starting to make my way around the state, doing comedy, doing appearances, doing that. So that's getting ready for that. And excited. I'm trying to get some inside scoop, whether or not for anybody who's going down to see the Red Wings and the Arizona Coyotes tonight, if our boy Jacob Verana will be in the lineup or not. So stay tuned.
All right, he's working those back channels.
I'm like Shefty right now. give me the noise. Oh, yeah, that there puts me, even though I'm a hockey guy, give me that football, I feel like Adam Schefter.
Yeah, give him a TS. Is there a TSN version? I feel like there always is a TSN version of the same thing. Detroit Dabber, yeah, Neil, I'm like Oakland basketball. Oh, a little bit of heat. A little bit of heat right there. Boom. I like it. Steve says, good morning, Big D crew. 4 days until soccer night in Detroit. Yes, Steve, that is correct. Detroit City FC starts their season Saturday night in San Antonio against San Antonio FC. I will be on the call for that one. Nate Steinwasser, the keeper for Detroit City FC, will join us tomorrow. So we'll have a City Wednesday here on Big D Energy. So, D-Mac, you will be in the building for that.
I love it. I'm all about it. We were talking to Terry yesterday about it, but the kits are always cool. I don't care what it is. The goalie kits where they're always different. Yeah. And I wouldn't say the baby blues are number one on the top of my list of colors, but they do, ladies, match my eyes. So
still got
see
it,
what
D-Mac.
he feels about it. He's got to wear it. So,
yeah.
But I think they're cool. And like I said before, I mean, seriously, there's our championship team. Get out there, support them down in Hamtramck. We talk about the Foley Warehouse all the time and everything, but it's a movement, and it's great to see, not only for you being able to announce it, but for everybody who's committed to this team and the way the vibe feels. But now they're leveling up. So now they got to go out. They got to prove it that they want that smoke. They're going to get that smoke.
It's funny to me too, D-Mac, because we're gonna talk about the baseball strike, and everybody's tired. It's becoming the Stafford topic du jour for the sports world. And it's funny you bring up Detroit City FC because they should be what everybody wants, right? It started with 5 guys and $2,000 a guy, and now they're in the 2nd division of U.S. soccer. I mean, think about that. That should be the story that everybody wants, right?
Well, it should be. Right when they break it down or whatever, and
if people are consistent.
Well, but what it comes down to is knowledge and understanding, and to me, it's one of these things that I believe that it's more of not known than it is, because I would say that for the price of admission, for the price of admission, and also for like the family aspect and the value, that's the show in town on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night or whatever it is. From being down there, I mean, what an experience, and for it to be in the city, and that's the thing nostalgic for me, is to be able to look into the city from different vantage points, right?
Yeah.
And you are that close, and Hamtramck and the community, and for anybody who is, if you ever think about turning your TV on at 7 a.m. or 7:30 to watch a Premier Soccer League game, then you must go down to Hamtramck, because even the walk-in through, it feels like you're going to a derby. It feels like you're in some English town or something like this.
Yeah, no, it does. It does get that feeling.
And you got to get one of those pasty things.
Yeah, so, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow, certainly, with Nate Steinwasser. Happy Women's Day today, too, by the way. I've always said this, man. In a country that's proven not to be the best to women out there, oftentimes. Happy Women's Day to everybody out there.
Day.
So,
without women, we wouldn't be here.
Hey, you can believe me or you can believe the facts. One of the two.
Or both.
Or both, absolutely. We do got a good show lined up, though. Mock draft stuff. You know that we're going to do that as well.
Breaking news.
What do you got?
Breaking news. Breaking news. Who's
now,
going to the game tonight? Who's going to the game tonight?
Let's send it over to D-Mac for some late-breaking Detroit Red Wings news exclusively here on Woodward Sports.
This is exciting. I will not reveal my source, but I will see her later tonight. But Jacob Aranda talking to the media in a couple minutes, but he's in.
There you go.
He is in, and who nailed that game? Who nailed it? I'm not saying it was me.
I'm just saying it was me.
I'm not saying it was me, but if you roll the tape back when we could expect him maybe 3 weeks ago, I think I pinpointed this game. Oh,
yeah.
Was it me? Okay.
Go back through the logic, D-Mac. Go back through the logic as to why, because it made perfect sense at the time.
Yeah, just the strength of schedule. Obviously playing them, we talked about it. You're going through the Colorado, Toronto, Carolina, Florida trip. You don't bring him back with that. You bring him back at home in front of the crowd when he's comfortable. The big thing is that if he is in, that means he's healthy. That means you don't allow him. You keep him out the whole season if you need to. We saw that last year with Tyler Bertuzzi, right, with the neck injury. So this is exciting. This is as if, right, we mentioned yesterday, there's also
trade
another
deadline
guy.
Acquisition.
There it is.
That old bit.
There it is. So I expect him. I know yesterday he was skating with Pius Suter and Robbie Fabry, but where I look for him to really make a mark early, as he gets his timing back 5-on-5 and stuff like that, is the power play. So he's just raring to go, and how excited he's going to be. We mentioned, take it back, right, to your conversation at the beginning about being nervous or whatever. This kid's just full of flat excitement.
Yeah, he's ready. He's
Flat
ready to rock.
Excitement. He's got energy to burn.
DMAP Zoom says, good morning, guys. Detroit basketball. Big win for Detroit basketball. And I guess we'll put this on the poll. And this is slippery for me because I know you guys are going to call me out to the fire on this one. But are the Pistons winning too much right now?
Wait. Are they within your two?
They're still within the slot.
So no. There is no
Don't spike
reason
the Kool-Aid,
you're not
D-Mac. Come
allowed
on,
to touch
man.
your button until they cross that line. Now, they're trending that way, but they're not there yet, so they're allowed to win, right? If we're going to do...
Fair. That's fair.
Fair enough?
That's
Okay.
fair. That is fair.
But you can hammer that thing just like, at the Falling Warehouse, if you hit that pin and you get to hammer the train horn, you can hammer that thing when they get to two. But yeah, if you feel like they're trending in the wrong direction, like they're getting hot right now, like pieces are coming together.
No, but I don't want to say risk. It's not the risk you run. When they went out and they acquired Marvin Bagley, things changed instantly. And offensively, they changed instantly. And we'll talk about it a little bit later on in the show, though, and I'll kind of give you the breakdown as to why and to what changed and all that stuff. But are the Pistons winning too much right now? Yes, no, or I just want them to have fun. So those are the options that Sawyer put out there right now, so you guys can vote on that. We'll have all that as well. And like we said, we are going to get some football discussion, Major League Baseball strike as well. I have an interesting question about Michigan State basketball, too, that I meant to get to yesterday, but I think it's still timely. March Madness has officially begun. We'll talk about that a little bit later on as well. And, yeah, D-Mac will talk about that Red Wings game tonight. So we got a lot to get to, a lot of hat tricks in the NHL. I'm going to ask D-Mac why that is all of a sudden this year.
When we talk about that, it's not by the same guys. It's spread out.
It's weird.
It's spread out, like guys are getting, I think out of 26 or something like it's separate guys, because usually back in the day, there's 30 hat tricks in the league and Wayne Gretzky has 17 of them, right? This ain't the case. These are spread out, but what does that say?
I have a theory.
Right off the top of my head is goal scoring's up.
Yeah, I have a theory on it, which we will discuss. Rob J says a Bagley trade was nice. And yes, it was. I'll rack the question. D-Mac, what about the Red Wings waving to Kaiser on his birthday? And Rack, I'll tell you this. You take $20 off of me on the golf course, those kinds of things happen to you, man. That's the way that it is. No,
it's Danny hockey business, not hockey friends.
Right, and that's what it is.
It has nothing to do with it. It's the more malicious thing was Vince McMahon firing CM Punk on his wedding day. That was malicious. This was not. This was timing of the calendar and Verona
coming back. And Rack, as you go back, with Verona coming on board, someone's got to go. And if you were going to do that move anyway, that's your birthday just happens to fall on that day.
Danny D's got a really bad hangover today.
That's the way that works.
Good luck to him, though. So hopefully somebody picks
him
up.
You know what?
And
really
here's
good
the one
dude.
thing with Dan DeKaiser, right? He never recovered from his back surgery for whatever it is, because he's not the same guy, and that's unfortunate because when he's healthy, he can be a great player when he plays his game and they keep him in that. But something that it's over time. And here it is. We see guys get injured. Sometimes they don't come back fully from injury. We forget about that because we're always focused on the guys that do come back and are successful.
Right. And, again, checks the boxes, great dude. Again, met him, have talked to him. Very, very good dude. Very nice guy to talk to and everything like that. But business. It's about business, man. That's the way that it works, dude. It just does. And whether it's your birthday or not, business doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't stop. And, the thing that I know is that whether you're Dan DeKaiser, whether you're Jacob Verona, no matter who you are, you can still get Guardian Alarm, guys, because you know what? Guardian Alarm gets it. For home, for business, protecting your jerseys or your flannels. That doesn't matter. Guardian Alarm is state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe. All with 24/7 local monitor. We got a dancer behind me here, giving me some entertainment. Anyways, Guardian Alarm also has community features that let you check your home right from your phone. You can turn your lights on, your temperature's up. He was on one.
Like Guardian Alarm.
Guy just checking out, making sure everything is A-OK, smoke detector, and even that deadly killer, silent deadly killer, carbon monoxide. So, if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Guardian Alarm family, you can, but I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Say it loud enough so my guy on the other side of the wall can hear me, because I really mean this. We're doing a show. That's 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Quit dancing in the window.
And you can't get to Sam's Flannels. Anyways, call 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know Woodward Sports Center, Big D Energy. We're Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Neil Rule, D-Mac. Here with you on a Taco Tuesday. Be right back. Woodward Sports Network.
Everything that we've hoped for finally.
He's going deep,
right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Sam Flannel. We got Sawyer as well. Matthew Osterman asks, is Woodward Sports going to be doing a bracket challenge again this year like they did last year? Matthew, yes, they are. The problem for you this year is that I'm in it. And I registered yesterday. And you too can go to woodwardsports.com and register to try to win second place in the Woodward Sports Bracket Challenge. I'm just saying, guys. I locked that up yesterday. I am in there. I am ready to roll.
Here we go. There's Heel Neal right there.
Woodward Sports.
Telling you how it is because, I watch the most basketball college and then I know and no one can win. I love it.
Woodwardsports.com.
Notice
That's where you
this
go.
was sort of the conversation he had in the first tee with Danny DeKaiser before he lost $20 to him. So
No, you know what? I knew that I was in trouble when he pulled up in the Porsche that he won at the Red Wings golf outing for getting a hole-in-one. That's when I knew I was in trouble. That and when we were on like a 218-yard par 3.
And he hit a 5-iron?
And I hit a 3-iron, and I was feeling good. I hit it to like 15 feet, and he hit a 6-iron to about 6 inches, and I lost the hole with a par, and I knew it was over.
Yeah, a little quick golf story. Have you ever had a hole-in-one?
I have not.
Okay, I have 2. Okay. But the second one is the greatest story of the history. It was at number 21 on Shepherd's Hollow, which they do 27, all 3 different 9s. So it was played like 148. It was it's sort of sideways double-tiered green, but it's not facing you straight on. It's sort of tilted. Pin was front left. There's the ridge, right? So I'm trying to hit it middle green to the ridge and have it roll back. Well, I tugged it just enough, right? That hit about 5 feet behind, spun back, boom, right in the hole. The best part of the story is my buddy Rob Watson, who's probably listening right now, gets up there, hits a better shot, doesn't leave the pin, hits about 4 feet behind, rolls, hangs on the edge, does not go in. I win the hole with a 1. He loses with a 2. That is a golf story. So don't worry about losing with your par. Ask my buddy to this day.
That's the worst.
That's right. So
that's as bad as the young guy crashing the franchise into the wall with like 2 laps to go in the NASCAR race. That's like the same thing. No, it's not. That's a brutal story. That's an absolutely brutal.
So I just want to make
story.
you feel better. That's why we're here. But yeah, so. Yeah, you knew you were in trouble. But self-awareness. At least you knew you were in trouble when he pulled in the Porsche.
Absolutely. I knew right away. Well, not when he pulled in the Porsche. I expected that. It's when he told me the story of how he got the Porsche. That's when I knew I was in trouble.
That's even better than my story.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, because if you're going to do it, you might as well do it for something, right?
May as well get something out of it.
Best hole-in-one story for a car that I seen was like 25 years ago at Point West over in Amherstburg, right? And it was a par 3, about one, it was playing about 181, but where they had the pin, it was tucked over water, front right. I mean, there was a mound there. There was literally like 5 feet between it. Like it was impossible. So the next tee off area is elevated, right? So, it scrambles, you're waiting and I'm watching. Guy sculls, I don't know what it is, double bounces, skips the water, hits the ridge, pops up, goes in the hole, he wins a Mustang.
off a scan.
If I didn't, 5 of us watched that off of a so it doesn't matter. So you can win them any other way. So exactly. I'm sure moral of the story, Dan DeKaiser's was much prettier than that.
I'm sure it was, as a matter of fact.
So there's a couple of golf stories for everybody here on this who's getting excited for golf
People are talking about their bracket stories right now. But again, go to woodwardsports.com, sign up for the Woodward Sports Bracket Challenge. You too can win second place because I'm in there. And I don't know if you know this.
Do you have a front runner?
I'm an expert.
Will you fill one out or two? Or
No, I only fill one out.
Just one?
Yeah.
Do you got a front runner right now? Because this year's pretty open, isn't it? Like, I mean,
it's fairly open. It's fairly open.
Like, I mean, if so, usually, and again, so if I'd usually say I go in there, maybe there's 5 teams that could win, 4 or 5 teams. This year, there's probably 8 or 9.
I wouldn't go that high.
Okay, 6, 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7. I wouldn't quite go that high.
Could it be this year a winner that we have not seen before? Is somebody out there?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, not maybe a winner that because Gonzaga could win, and we haven't seen Gonzaga win, but they've kicked at the can so many times. We'll see, man. I mean,
that's
it
sort
could
of
be
Cinderella, right? Bridesmaid. You know.
I mean, they're always there, though. They're always in the mix,
right? Like the program, but it's almost like Buffalo Bills, right?
Kind
Are
of.
they viewed that way in college?
No, because you got to look at, and I know they're not mid-major, but people still classify them as mid-major. And when you pay your coach $5 million or $4 million or whatever, and you have the facilities that they have, and you have students sleeping outside to get in the games and stuff like that, like there's nothing mid-major about that. It's very much not mid-major, but I guess technically they are.
But it sounds like they run it like, so they may be mid-major, but they run it like a big-time
program.
Oh,
yeah. They're chartered everywhere and all that stuff.
That's the important part, right? And that's why they brings not only kids there, but it's also the way you're treated. You know, the way you're treated. There's a lot to say how you're treated and the luxuries that you're given of how your performance at the end of the day. So,
YT Sparty says the hardest hole-in-one is getting it past the windmill. I agree with that, although I've had much more success on the putt-putt golf course getting holes in one than real life. I've just accepted the fact that it's never going to happen for whatever reason. You know, I was a fairly competitive golfer back in the youth days and stuff like that and was pretty good. I'm nowhere near as good now as I used to be back then, but I figured if I haven't got one by now, I'm never going to get one, so I'm just moving on, and I'll just stick to dominating the bracket challenge instead at woodwardsports.com.
Self-awareness again.
Self-awareness. There you go. Sporting news, latest mock draft, and I'm not on board with this one, by the way. They got Aiden Hutchinson, and this has been the steam lately. Everyone talk about the Jaguars taking Aiden Hutchinson right now. They have the Lions taking Kyle Hamilton, and look, you guys know my take on that. I'm not a fan of it because I don't like the value of the pick. And remember, when I say value of the pick, the best safety in football makes $16-ish million bucks. Like, that's the best in the National Football League, like a known entity, the best safety in the league. So with that being said, I'm not really in the business of paying one that I don't know for sure $9 million or $10 million per year. That Jeff Okudah is like the 5th highest paid guy on the Lions right now.
Well, you always said it disrupts the whole safety chart. A safety not being chosen up there because he's slotted in to the number 2 overall, which throws everything else off, right? In negotiation, am I reading that correct? Even when if you franchise a guy, then you take into this kid's whatever, and it's even to the next contract. So what you would get him for 4 years or whatever like this at whatever deal, you're not moving backwards from that, right? There's no like if you're paying him. Is that what it is? 2nd overall, they're slotted in at a certain
correct
amount? So that's the thing. He's not going to make less than that here, right? If you're going to re-sign him, you're going to pay him more. So if you want to do that at the safety, but again, it comes down to, are they building it? How are they building this team? And it goes to me, do you trust what Brad Holmes is doing? I don't think that's the pick because of that. But again, if they did take him and they told me the why, it'd be awesome. Our guy, hey, I like it. Look at our guy.
No, he is, and it's cool, and I'm down with it. But that's where it is for me with Kyle Hamilton, is that as far as I'm concerned, the monetary value in terms of the money just is not there for me, because again,
and also too, so the money's not there, but he didn't really blow you away at the combine or whatever. What do you run, a 4.6 or whatever? Like I don't know. I just think he's got to be even more so. If you take a safety that high, he's got to be, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu. He's got to be one of those game changers and a guy that you see, 6-8 years in the back and can play immediately.
Right. And look, this is kind of where I am, and I don't like to say it out loud, but I will now, and because I have someone else I can blame it on and not say that it's me saying it. But KFM in our YouTube chat thread says, I'm starting to like Willis at 2, honestly. He needs to sit a year, and we have Goff for at least one more year anyway. And it's the standard replies, why draft a player that high, Doughboy Steve, that can't start a damn football game after being paid number 2 money? Because his number 2 money is different than Kyle Hamilton's number 2 money. Because at the top end of Will, and again, guys, I know I have to qualify this. I always do. If they like him, if Brad Holmes believes in him, if they like his skill set, if they're a fan of his work, if they like him, if he stands in front of the camera and says, we love this guy's going to be our future quarterback, then I love the move too. Because, again, the top level of what Malik Willis's co-workers are in the National Football League, and you'll see this with Aaron Rodgers, $45 million. Stafford's getting ready to sign a contract for $45 million a year. $50 million. Now you're talking paying the quarterback $9 million a year. I'm here for that. Even if he's a washout, it's a $36 million gamble. It's still less than 1 year. It's still right around what Jared Goff's going to make this year. You know what I'm saying, D-Mac? Am I making sense here? I know people don't like that. I know they don't want to hear that. And for me, too, because it goes part and parcel to what we talk about with the D-Mac clock. For me, it's the 34 games. Everyone, and we'll get into this a little bit later, everyone wants to just, get in the strip club and make it rain on wide receivers right now. And I want to go get Amari Cooper, and I want to go get Allen Robinson and stuff like that. For me, I'm not there yet with this, D-Mac. Like this financial setup with how it is right now, I'm still in the phase of getting the cap right. I'm still in the phase of, do I want to send Trey Flowers packing yet or not? What am I going to do with Jeff Okudah? Can he play? Is he salvageable at all? These are all decisions that still have to be made, I would say, coming into 2023. I honestly think that they do. So for me, if that's their guy, if Malik Willis is their guy, then you run that card up there to the podium. If Aiden Hutchinson was the one you wanted and you got Willis number 2, then guess what you do if Hutchinson gets taken? You take your number 2 guy, Malik Willis.
Right, because your game plan is that this is your guy moving forward. Then you're going to spend all that money.
If they like him.
If they like him. If this is your guy and this is the guy you're going to move off from Goff with, then you're going to use that money you would have spent on the quarterback, and you're going to do it the Cincinnati way, like I've always said, with the Joe Burrow and through the draft and stuff like this. And you're going to go out and then, for example, an Allen Robinson, you're going to go out there and pay him $15 million a year, right? Because you're going to do that because you have your quarterback under contract. So if they like him to whatever else, again, it comes down to whatever decision's made. I am confident that Brad Holmes and his staff have worked these scenarios out.
Gromit says, if the Lions draft Willis and he sits on the bench and Hutchinson's sacking quarterbacks and Hamilton's making big hits and interceptions, how will you feel? I'll feel fine because it doesn't impact me at that time. And legit, I'll feel fine. And the math suggests both of them won't be good. If you look at the hit rates, it suggests one of them won't be good. See, people forget that. Again, this is the fantasyization of the real-life NFL draft, to where you think that you're picking between, the stars of the NFL, where you're lining up where, if I don't choose Patrick Mahomes, then I can choose Aaron Rodgers, or if I want to wait 2 rounds, I can take Matt Stafford. When they're all guaranteed to get their numbers, barring injury. That ain't the way this works. This is the real life draft. Okay? It's all projections. You don't have a body of work at the highest level of competition, let alone a career of work that dictates who you take. This cross-relation of your fantasy football league's draft to the NFL draft, it's silly, man. It is.
Well, I think that's where it is. That's what happens is you got to divert across. And remember, this isn't fantasy football draft. This isn't for points and stuff like this. And especially where we're at in Detroit, it's putting this team together. right? I show you the clock all the time. We got another season left, but this draft has to show us which fork in the road, which way we're going. And that's what I'm looking for, direction.
Alex B says Kyle Hamilton, 6'4", 220, a freak football IQ, instincts, freakish length. He is clearing away the best player in the draft and most ready. I was told Aiden Hutchinson was. Wait a minute. Which one is it? Isn't that what we were told, D-Mac? And then about a month ago, I was told it was Kayvon Thibodeau.
We're told a lot of things.
Oh, we are? Okay.
And then it comes down to who, don't tell me what, tell me who, and who do you trust? Who do you trust? Who's telling you what or whatever? I don't care. At the end of the day, what's Brad Holmes saying?
Yeah, I'll tell you what Neil Rule would say on a Saturday night. Pass a bottle of Gypsy Vodka. That's what he would say, because it took exploring 50 different formulas, countless taste tests, but Gypsy Vodka's the smoothest, best-tasting vodka on planet Earth. It's gluten-free, corn distilled 6 times. They use artesian spring water. It's got a cool bottle. All that stuff. It's made in Michigan. That makes you feel good, too. You're supporting a Michigan-based product. That is great. I like when I pour it in a glass, it tastes good with some club soda and some lime, and I am ready to rock. So go to the supermarket, ask for it by name. Ask them. Say, hey, where's the Gypsy Vodka at? Grab yourself a bottle. You won't regret it. Sawyer's on it now. Puts it in all his Bloody Marys. It's the official Sawyer Bloody Mary vodka. It is Gypsy. Ask for it by name. Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down!
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires and hits!
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans.
Got it!
Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Syntron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over! Anything can happen in March!
Off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We got Sawyer, we got Sam Flannel. Flannel is on brand today, day number 12 of 365 consecutive days of Flannel. There he goes, repping the red one here today, but he's owning it. He's wearing it. If they take Willis at 2, they are investing a single first-round pick. And that's my point, too. I think people are blowing this a little bit out of whack right now. Not to mention if the team's going to be in any position to take one of the top quarterbacks in next year's draft, what kind of draft capital would they have to use to move up to take one? And again, guys, this is all contingent on Brad Holmes, who worked with them directly. His coaching staff worked with him directly down at the Senior Bowl. Obviously, it's got to be his thing. Obviously, it does. And I'm playing the advocate of, yes, they're signing off on him, and this is their guy. So it's not, it has caveats to it. I'm not just saying, oh, well, we don't think he's good, but you know what the hell, we'll roll the dice anyway. No, I'm not saying
behavior.
That. Yeah, that was the last regime that said, hey, let's roll the dice on this cornerback.
Couple regimes.
Yeah, the last few regimes. That is correct. But that's what we're talking. Sporting News' latest mock draft has the Lions taking Hamilton at 2. Everyone seeming to have Aiden Hutchinson going number 1 overall to the Jaguars. And, a lot of people... there's still a camp of people out there, D-Mac. We've seen them in our YouTube chat thread that are saying, why is everybody trying to dress this up and make it cute? The Jaguars are going offensive line. And you don't know that, man.
You don't know what the Jaguars are going to do because they don't know what they're going to do. Now you'd expect 99% that they would because that's what they need to protect their investment of Trevor Lawrence. They took first overall quarterback last year, but you don't know. And a lot of things is, again, it comes down to how we don't know what the Lions, at the end of the day. And there's a few different options. And the whole thing is that I think what makes the draft more interesting is that if, say, this is true and Hutchinson goes first, so who's going to go second? Is it Thibodeau? Is it the quarterback? Is it a Hamilton? It opens the draft up, but you don't, to somebody who said before, Willis sitting on the bench and Hutchinson's second quarterbacks, well, I wouldn't be mad because I didn't have a chance to draft him, and that goes back to Neil Rule's reasons of winning late in the season. Why not having the first overall pick? Because you don't have there's one guy on there that you're not going to have the choice to have, so hopefully he's not your guy.
Yeah, we got a bit of breaking news right here. Aaron Rodgers has signed with the Packers 4 years, $200 million. The highest paid player in NFL history. So there you have that. I saw Corey Woods was lurking around here somewhere. So there you have that. Aaron Rodgers is in the division for the next 4 years. It is official, so he's locked and loaded. So good. Maybe I can stop hearing about his cleanses. Maybe I can stop seeing him opening his new drivers on Instagram. And what do we got, Corey? Corey, jump on here, man. Jump on here.
153 guaranteed.
All right, well, welcome in Corey Woods.
Microphone.
Check him out at woodwardsports.com. Make sure you follow Corey on Twitter. So what's the word? Obviously, we've been on the show here. We're seeing this 4 years, $200 million. What's the story on it, Corey? Hey, what's up, man? You good?
What's going on? I'm doing pretty good. Just
good,
hearing you
That's a nice sweater.
killing it. So what?
It's a nice sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Shout out to my guys at Mature Clothing. You know, they went ahead and did a nice piece.
I don't know why
of it,
you're wearing it, but
Aaron Rappaport. Aaron Rappaport reports, 4 years, $200 million, making him the highest paid player in NFL history with $153 million guaranteed.
153.
153
25%
Now,
of
Corey,
their
let me
cap.
ask you this, right?
Woo!
Now, let me ask you this. Obviously, 25% of their cap going towards, and the big question was Davante Adams. And now, when he does something like this, does it say anything? Does he revamp his contract? Does he move money? Like, how does that? I guess I defer to you, Neil. So now that they sign him for that, but how can he help his team? You know what I'm saying? By restructuring his contract to some sort of money to bring Davante Adams back, because that's the key now. What do they do with Davante Adams?
Yeah,
Because they're still $30 million over the cap before this Rodgers deal. So what are they going to do?
What it says is cap number is going down. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm going to admit, but I will say this.
Well, this year he had a $46.5 million cap hit. So what they'll do then is, because you said it's 153 guaranteed.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll bump a ton of that into a signing bonus, and then they'll stretch it out over the 4 years. So that's how they'll lower it and bring it down.
That might be why the cap number goes down. Okay,
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a hell of a commitment to make to a
39-year-old quarterback.
Yeah. So. Woo!
How the world's changed. So kids at home, you know what? Forget about, doing it the right way. Put your head down and grind it out hard. Just whine and complain. You'll get what you want.
Just don't wash your hair and go on a cleanse and, talk about how you were immunized. And you'll get what you want.
You know what, Corey? This would be the interesting thing. What are the Green Bay fans? Where are they at with this?
They're
obviously.
probably like, here we go again, because they played this. They did this whole
being different,
dog and pony dance with a freaking Brett Favre before. Now you're doing it with Aaron Rodgers, who I thought Brett Favre was a diva. This guy has taken it to a whole different level.
The question is, Green Bay. It's not owned by one person. It's owned by everybody. How? Like, my question right now is, what are the people, obviously, to be able to do this move, but the commitment that fan base and the people that own the team, right? It's owned publicly, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Shareholders,
to get this to go through, you have to have this is bigger than one.
No, it doesn't work like that with them.
Doesn't work like that, but it's also, too, but doesn't there have to be a conversation and a commitment to that talent? So to me, with them giving this commitment, what are we going to see from Aaron Rodgers back, right? Like you said, is it the same way, same thing, or is it something different? Because let me try to get my point across. The people in Green Bay, Wisconsin, that the whole thing is the Green Bay Packers, right? And they just put all their eggs into this guy's basket. So here's their savior and whatever, not even to win and whatever else. What I'm saying is that, does this tell you more about how the fan base and everything, the ownership views Aaron Rodgers, to the fact that you guys are saying greasy hair, cleanse, all this stuff, but they don't feel that way to give him this money? Does it not, because of where it came from too? Right, it's not like a bazillionaire dropping all this money. Does this mean anything to anybody? Because that's what caught my eye.
I think for
wanted to see if anybody thought
Green
it that
Bay,
way.
I think for Green Bay Packers fans, right now it's bittersweet because on one hand, you're sick of this guy playing this game with you over and over, year after year. Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? So I think in that aspect, they're sick of it because it's getting a tired act.
Well, let me tell you what I would be sick of.
Yeah.
I'm tired of having the home game of the NFC Championship game being at home and not winning every year.
Yeah.
That's what I would be tired of, but that's just me.
So that's not good. That's going to get old. But also at the same time, you see what life is like right now without Aaron Rodgers, and that's Jordan Love. And they are not ready to go ahead and jump on that bandwagon right yet. So right now it's kind of like Aaron Rodgers had them handcuffed. Like, we're damned if we don't. We're damned if we don't.
That's why I would have traded him.
We're really damned if we don't do this deal.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know, let's break this down a little bit more. But remember when Jordan Love was picked and how pissed Aaron Rodgers or whatever, not necessarily, more of whatever, that's sort of what it started. But then
Is that when he started growing his hair out?
But Aaron Rodgers realized this kid ain't
got
it. No. So think about, since Jordan Love's been there, and we know this because Aaron Rodgers is a thinker. He's sort of calculated, and it's not like he is an impulsive guy, right? So knowing this and winding this weave, I mean, he knew that, to your point, Corey, that he had him over a barrel. But to your point, Neil, too, that's why I would have traded him also.
Corey, if it were me, I would have traded. And
I would have got rid of it. It's you know what? Thank you for the one Super Bowl. We're not overlooking that, but since then, we have not seen enough to justify giving you this gigantic deal, especially at your age.
Yeah.
Are you a back-to-back MVP? Yes, you are. Are you also
in the
worth
past?
but are you worth the headache that and the heartbreak at each point? We're about to give you all this money just to see the same thing over and over. That's debatable. That's this.
And here's the rub too, Corey. Like as I and this was just quick. Like while we're talking, this was 2 clicks and a look, and a guy like Zadarius Smith right now, you cut him. I think he's in the last year of his deal, unrestricted free agent. You cut him, that's $15 million you save right there. But that's a contributor to your team. But that's $15 million with one stroke of the pen. So that solves a lot of problems. But that's the point, though. That's what this Packers team has in their future. For me, look, thanks for the memories. It's cool. But, hey, we can get all these draft assets for you. We can move forward with this guy that we did draft. And if he's not the answer, guess what? We got the capital to do something about that going forward. Part of me is happy because this dude's going to be making what? $50 million against your cap at 42 years old. Even Tom Brady was getting like 26.
And that's another thing I want to get on. You know what? I'm never going to tell a guy to take less money.
Me neither.
If Aaron Rodgers can get that out of the Packers, hey, so be it. But at the same time, now that you got your money, do not open your mouth about Packers not playing other guys to get them in the room to be with you, because you making all the money. The LeBron James, the Tim Duncans, the Tom Bradys, the reason that they have multiple championships is because they made the personal choice to sacrifice money to bring in more talent. But Tom Brady's a different kind of story because his wife makes more money than him. But then you got other guys who have sacrificed money to get more talent to play with them. Look at Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is the face of the Miami Heat and their glory, and he was never at any point the highest paid player on the Heat because he sacrificed that bread because he wanted to get more talent in there. So, you know what? Aaron Rodgers, go get your money. Just don't say, hey, they're not paying this guy enough money to
But doesn't that, to the
talent.
point, put the money in Aaron Rodgers' control so he could say, oh, hey, I can be the good guy now. I can defer this. Because the money's in here, whatever he can do with it to do what you're talking about, right? That's more of a control thing now that he's got the big contract and being able to maneuver it.
Or he could retire, and I say retire, and then go to mybookie.ag. The keyword being retire first, all right, everybody? Then he can go to mybookie.ag. He can jump in to the MyBookie bracket contest with a chance to win Bitcoin NFTs, over $100,000 and more in cash and prizes. If you're filling out multiple brackets, betting the national championship winner, or simply looking for player and game props, MyBookie has got you covered. Sign up today with MyBookie. Use a promo code Woodward, and you'll get a free entry into the My Bracket contest. Selections for the bracket will officially begin on March 13th and close March 17th at noon. So make sure you get your deposit in right now with the promo code Woodward. You will get a free entry. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Have a problem with gambling? Get your life in order. Call the Michigan Gambling Helpline, 1-800-270-7117.
It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, our Lions insider Corey Woods here from WoodwardSports.com. Jumping into the news breaking, Aaron Rodgers has broke the bank with the Green Bay Packers. 4 years, $200 million. Corey Woods telling me $153 million is guaranteed. So they're about $30 million over the cap right now. That is without Davante Adams. So I guess the next move, right, Corey, is they're going to franchise Davante Adams.
Yeah, they have a choice.
Yeah, they got to go. Yeah, they got to go all in. So what's that tag's going to be? What, about 16-ish, 17-ish, 18, 16-ish? So all right, so that puts you in the situation where if you're 30 before it, you're 47 over the cap now. Zadarius Smith might be a casualty of that situation. You can save about $15 in cap million with the stroke of a pen with him. And all I'm doing is just going down the list of the number 2 paid guy, the number 3 paid guy. Preston Smith is another one. He's a cap hit of $19.7 million. He'd be dead cap at $7.2 million. So boom, there's another $12 million. So Corey, I just got you to $27 million right there by just letting go of people named Smith on the roster. So there's that. But again, you're eroding the base of this team. I mean, is it that simple? Is it that simple where you just trot Rodgers and Davante Adams out there and you can win?
Pretty much in the North, you know.
But that's a great point. Let's play devil's advocate.
But beyond that, no, right? But
is it that simple, Corey, in the North?
It's that simple, but
you're running with the devil, though, man.
It's getting harder. They need more guys around them.
They're making it harder on themselves than it has to be, because here's what's going to happen. Now that you've backed up the Brinks truck for Aaron Rodgers, you're really putting a lot on him and Davante Adams' shoulder as far as the future of this team. And the NFL is a violent game. God forbid one of them go down.
Yeah, but to the flip side of that coin, though, is, Corey, if one of those guys goes down anyway, it's over anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
over.
If Aaron Rodgers goes down, it was over anyway. If you have him and he gets hurt, it's over. If Davante Adams gets hurt, it's probably over. You know what I'm saying? So I never operate in that vacuum.
I do. The reason I operate in that bag is because you're cutting a lot of great talent to pay this guy. Now you're going to be an even worse team if anything happens. So I mean, I don't know. I think maybe not this season, but the second year into this new 4-year deal, they're probably going to have some regrets.
Yeah, they can't cut Jordan Love. It would be a $3 million cap deficit if they did that. So, hey, you're at the point where I'm helping the Packers out right here, like live on the fly. I'm just kind of spinning around all the contracts and see what I can do. I just saved him $27 million. Just cut everyone on your roster named Smith. I save you $27 million next year.
How many they got? 6?
Two that I counted.
2 big good players.
No, but that is a story.
It's breaking
a win
news
now
here. Mentality, no matter what, right? Like it's been before, but that's again. It's and hopefully this is it, right? We got our clock. hopefully the clock runs out. Word lines are going this way, and Packers are coming down. So you would think that with this much money, this much under one guy, it's going to affect them in the long run.
This is before we know what's going to happen with Davante Adams. We know, boom, Aaron Rodgers is back in the fold. As constructed, without knowing what's going to happen with Davante, are they still at the top of the division?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I agree. Are they as strong as they were, though?
No, because there's going to be attrition. There has to be attrition. And again, I think we have to operate under the premise that Davante Adams will be back. Okay. I mean, you're not doing this without that.
Yeah.
Because why would you? And again, for me, I wouldn't have done this at all. And it's got nothing to do. And look, someone said Aaron Rodgers lives rent-free in your head, Neil. No, he doesn't. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. And I'm actually happy that this finally got done because now he's there. We don't have to hear about it anymore. And he ain't going anywhere.
Yep,
and that's it. And we can watch it slowly erode. And that's what'll happen.
The storyline is wrapped up for another 4 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Jordan Love, it's over for you, my friend.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a 2-year prisoner now there in Green Bay because you can't get rid of him because it costs you money to get rid of him. So he ain't going anywhere. I wonder whether that feels like to be Jordan Love today.
He's not a prisoner, or he's free, or he's on a free ride.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your perspective. There's the athlete. There's the athlete in the room, everybody. It all depends on your perspective,
he gets
right?
paid every 2 weeks to make him feel better. I'll tell you that. And Aaron Rodgers seems like a guy, he might, buy some beers at the bar, so you don't have to worry about that either. So I'm just saying. I think, it might be one of those situations that, Jordan Love is your Lions Orlovsky. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's obviously something there, but everybody's got roles to fill.
Yeah, it's just
and they can't afford the $3 million deficit to the cap.
Well, they can't right now because then their deficit becomes $33 million instead of $30 million.
Boom, there it is.
Yep.
Neil is Nostradamus because he said the Packers do not do this move if they're not going to franchise tag Davante Adams. Ian Rappaport just dropped it out. The Packers are expected to franchise tag Davante Adams.
So that's as I sit here and process it, I do understand what they're doing, right? They're choosing the known over the unknown. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, hey, we can keep the band together. Now, granted, the Titanic's sinking, but it's not underwater yet. And we can put the band back together, and we can do at least two more kicks at the can. That's what they're thinking. They're saying, hey, we're in. It's a lot like the White Sox in baseball. And ironically enough, it's the same division that Detroit's in. The White Sox will win the Central Division of baseball, just like the Packers will win the NFC North, because there's no other viable alternative to beat them. There's just not. So I understand what they're doing. They're saying, look, we're in the playoffs with a home game. We'll take our they're essentially playing for a 2-game season. It's kind of like Michigan's non-conference schedule, right? None of those games really count. They have 2 games where they play Michigan State and Ohio State. And the rest, and then I have to hear about how Penn State's a viable alternative and stuff, which they're not. It's a 2-game schedule for the Packers. They made their season a college football season. That's what they did.
So basically they're just complacent with having a chance to go ahead and get it, as opposed to like, you know what, we're putting together a team we think can really go out there and compete for the Super Bowl. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and just go for the puncher's chance to see what happens.
And that's what it is, because they know, because what's the alternative, Corey? If you move on from Aaron Rodgers, as Drake says, OVA.
It's over. And you're definitely in a rebuild.
You're over. You're in worse position than the Lions are at quarterback then.
100%.
You know what I mean? Even going into the draft and stuff like this, because you're not drafting high enough to get – you'd be lucky if you get one of these, 2 or 3, if you're thinking that the quarterbacks are going to go as high as they do off the board. So, a lot of people are talking about the TV deal with Amazon next year playing into the side.
Which it will. It always goes up.
There's things that go into it. I'd be interested to hear, because I'm reading some things too about the breakdown of the contract. Like the guaranteed money, how it works out and stuff like this. Because once we see how it plays out, then you'll see exactly what they have to work with and how it affects the rest of the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. Corey, appreciate you sliding in, man. Where can everybody find your stuff at, brother?
Everybody can find my stuff on the one and only www.BigDNRG.com. www.woodwardsports.com.
There you go. And you'll be posting and writing and doing your thing.
Oh yeah, posting, dropping some videos. Just right now,
writing some articles people don't like. You got some heat on that, eh?
Man, no, I got heat on the whole talking about the Pro Bowler who I talked to that has some words to say about Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, man, they lit me up like I was.
Break that down. Give everyone a tease. Because this was a good story. You should go to woodwardsports.com and read it.
Here's
give
the whole thing, right? Whether you believe or what like I told you about having sources and different things like that. Because here's the one thing, absolutely 100% to the fact is that we as athletes, depending on who we are, will off the record ask Neil. I'll tell Neil stuff that no human being should know. Because of trust. So the fact that, if you're trying to dog a story because you don't like the truth or you don't like the fact that this is the truth coming out, it comes down to don't tell me what, tell me who. So the fact is whether I believe it, whether I don't, the credibility that my man Corey Woods stands behind it, right? And the fact that don't just because you don't like what you don't want
doesn't mean it's not true.
And what you're trying to do is give you're not judging. You're giving a story of this is what.
Just give them the cliff notes so they go to the website.
People, would they rather not hear this or rather hear this?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break this down more in the story, but if you want to go to my Twitter at Corey E. Woods on Twitter, I talked to a former NFL Pro Bowler. Ask him like, hey, what do you think about the Lions getting Aiden Hutchinson number 2? That was the context. No other anything else other than that. And he just said that he thinks that he would get his ass pushed around and that the guys like the Rashawn Slaters and the Tristan Wirfs, they would pretty much in so many words dog walk him. I don't have the exact verbiage right now, but that was just
go to woodwardsports.com and read it for yourself.
That was pretty much the gist of it. And then people are like, "Hey, you're lying" and everything like that. I'm like, I didn't say I believe it. This is just what the guy said to me.
Hey,
I didn't say
Corey, welcome to the industry.
Yeah, I'm just reporting. And they're like, "Well, who is he?" I'm not gonna tell you who the source is.
A Pro Bowler. It's an NFL Pro Bowler. That's who the source was.
I don't come out and drop these, a source told me this. I don't really do that. I only do it if it's actually happened.
It's imperative to the story because don't people want to know that, you should know both sides. And whether they're right, it's not about whether they're right. The best thing is that we'll find out.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You
My question to this person would be,
hey,
these measurables came out in the combine. Do they have any effect on what you were saying? Because maybe the arm length is what your guy was talking about is why, and from what I understood, the gist of the story is because it's a man's league. Not that he couldn't grow into it, but
well, it's like Drake says, we gonna see.
We gonna see. All I know is hey, guys, I have no interest in lying or sensationalizing for news. It's not what I do. The last 2 times I've done a sources said, they came 100% true. So just go off my track record.
All right, there you go, Corey. Appreciate you, bro. We'll talk to you again soon, man. We'll see you out there at the draft as well. And I'm going to tell you about Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. I was there about 2.5 hours ago, getting it in. Membership starts at just $10 a month for access to your home club. They have a black card option too, $22.99 per month. Gives you access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world. Unlimited use of the massage chairs, hydro massage, unlimited tanning as well, body enhancement, unlimited guest privileges as well. You can join today in club. You're going to pass one on your way home. Just slide on in the parking lot and sign up at your home club there. Or you can go to planetfitness.com, join there, and then stop and work out on your way home. No matter where you are, there's one close by, one open in Midtown Detroit at the Pistons Performance Center. Right now, $0 down, $10 a month. Get you into your home club, so don't wait because it's Planet Fitness, where your fitness, D-Mac,
is essential.
Be back with more. Big fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Welcome back to Woodward Sports. Chili Peppers Tannings, where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. You can get unlimited tanning. You can also pick up Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. That's the site, everybody. The hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters, 26 locations, and more on the way. We were just out at the one here in Berkeley on Woodward at 11.5 Mile. Remember, the best in the D in the tanning game, Chili Peppers Tanning.
Hey, the boys were, that is so funny. Yeah, exactly. Joey 2 times says, Corey's shirt says mature. You think he'd make up baloney stories with a shirt that says mature? Absolutely, Joey. I love it.
Yeah, I do. I do like it, too. You guys are having some good times here. Gromit 0237. Did this Pro Bowler ever bowl a 300 game? So that is a great question.
Great question.
It is. No, I mean, I know people don't like to hear that, and he did talk to a Pro Bowler that gave his thoughts, man. That's just the way that it is.
Man, and that's the best thing. At the end of the day, it's all going to play out in the wash, and we'll find out on a Sunday when 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whenever that ball is placed down. Somebody's going to be right.
Yep. Packers have missed the playoffs just 3 times in the last 15 years. Lions have made the playoffs 3 times in the last 20. I'll take their kind of disappointment any day of the week. You know what, though? With that being said, and yes, they have one, I get that. I gather that. But trust me, I go up there every single year for work. I talk to those people up there. It's wearing thin on them, man.
Yeah.
The losing, especially in the conference championship, especially at home, it's losing thin on them. It's wearing thin on them.
Right? The tough one is doing it at home. You're supposed to have that home field advantage. You're supposed to be the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Nobody comes into your house. Right? That was always that's what we were always fighting for. Scotty Bowman always made it apparent, Joe Louis Arena, home ice advantage. And it does play a part. Maybe not so much these days, but that's the thing that we see, right? The intimidation factor going into Lambeau and play, and other teams have figured out a way to come in and they're prepared to play, and we see that by the results of going in and ruining the Packers' dreams for conference championships.
Doug Fungus, wherever Hutchinson goes, I already got him on bust alert. Bob Brennan, yeah, baby. Jacob Verana playing tonight. Now I'm excited to go to the game. Have a good time at the game, Bob. Get it in. Have a beer if that's your thing, and enjoy it. Enjoy NHL hockey action. You guys want to get someone qualified for a shot to go to New Orleans? Should we do that?
Yeah.
Hey, are you over 100 followers now, Sawyer?
It was for the qualifying thing yesterday, but then some of the people who didn't win unfollowed, so we're at 98.
That's weak, bro.
I thought it was hilarious. I was playing PC last night, chuckling to myself. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I thought it was great.
Give out. This has nothing to do with the contest. Give out your Twitter. Get them to 100 followers, people. Hey, a couple of you that followed them and then unfollowed them. Stop. It's not like your timeline some happening place to be. So just give them the follow.
My timeline's it's gotten pretty crazy since all these people have followed me, and I followed a few of them.
I'm talking about the people that followed you, then unfollowed you.
Yeah.
They're acting like their timeline is like prime real estate.
A temple,
or something. Yeah, just stop. Give them the Twitter handles. We can get you to 100. I want to see the picture of your rig, I've been told.
Oh, yeah. At Benj Sawyer.
Okay.
That's what you got to follow. It's good stuff. Maybe it'll even be a video since it's been so long.
All right. We're going to get somebody qualified in just another minute. We got Corey Woods jumping back in here. What's the story, Corey?
Breaking news. The Detroit Lions have signed Josh Reynolds to a 2-year deal. He's here for the next 2 years. The deal is expected to believe a 2-year deal for $12 million.
Ooh.
So it's like $6 million.
It's a little more pricey than I thought for Josh Reynolds, but okay.
Max value of $12 million.
Okay, got it. Now I feel a little bit better already. See, Corey, there you go.
Does that fit into your narrative?
Eh.
But don't you like the relationship him and Goff do?
Yeah.
So it's special. This is the caveat piece about guys playing together or whatever else, because eyeball tests and everything else, but you can't disagree that when Josh Reynolds showed up on the roster, Jared Goff started to become better quarterback, more confident, at least having a guy because of the confidence. I mean, that's it. So
most definitely, because when Josh Reynolds got here, he even said that during one of his early press conferences that when he went ahead and went to the waivers, that Jared Goff hit him up, was like, hey, did we claim you yet? Obviously Goff wanted one of his guys with him in Detroit, and then once Josh Reynolds got a little bit more familiar and got his feet up under him, you started to see that click really well. Like they were vibing, they were meshing. You started to see Goff look a little bit more comfortable out there in his throws, and he felt like he believed a little bit more in the playbook. So I don't know whether that was all this a perfect storm, everything came at once, but I think that they should keep Josh Reynolds here. I mean, you don't, the max value, that means like it's probably like, it sounds like it might be incentive based. The details are still sketch, but he wasn't bad. You're not breaking the bank for him, and why not?
It's right at that line for me. Again, without understanding the specifics of the contract, I'm gonna need, if I'm giving you $6 million a year, I want more than a couple touchdowns and 500 yards. I will say, is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, because he's a long way away from 2018, the year he caught 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair? Like, I'm asking.
Yeah, but I'm not even comparing. That's not the Josh Reynolds that I'm looking for, the guy that came here last year, what I saw with the quarterback, and to add on to that. And it's almost like with new regime, with the new start, he's got it here. Yeah, now he's got to produce. He showed what he can do. It's almost like the Verona-Zadina thing, right? Oh, okay, you got a taste of it. Well, is it worth this right now? Yeah, absolutely. Where the clock's at, where we're at, to give your guy some sort of security blanket, that is his. If we said who's his favorite, Amon-Ra St. Brown, but who's he? They've worked themselves into that role. But as far as a security blanket, it's Josh Reynolds from history. So to me, your stats, even though they're true,
I say before anybody,
they don't mean anything to me. It's a new start.
I say before anybody jumps off the ledge, the reports are that it's a max, $12 million max. So, instead of just thinking about it right now of $6 million per, let's just see how incentive based that contract could be, because there could be a lot of guarantees that he has to hit to get that full $12 million. And the thing is, if he does hit all those guarantees to get that full $12 million, that means that you're getting production.
Again? 2 years max of $12 million.
So if he
$6 million per.
Yeah,
max.
so it's incentive laden. So yeah, you want him to do that. Well,
do you want him to do that, or
do you not want him to do that? Depending on how many he wins. Now it goes back to your draft capital thing, but I don't hate it.
Somebody said too in the in our YouTube chat thread, which was a very, very good point. They said, "What is that?" Joey 2 times said that's still a pretty steep price for a guy that's had very little production, which he has in the grand scheme of things. I know that it's different because it's in Detroit and stuff like that with everybody. I understand that, but across the grand scheme, there hasn't been a ton of production. So Joey 2 times brings up a valid point. Like, we can all be adults and have a conversation. That is a valid point. But I will say this too, and I missed who said it. What does that tell you about what the wide receiver market's going to be like here in this offseason? Because they know it's not like they go in blind on this thing.
Well, here's the whole thing: is the preparation is to lock this down. So right now, having Josh Reynolds and Amon-Ra St. Brown with the production at the end of the season, going into this market and the draft,
under $7 million.
I think this is telling. And you're the capital guy, so for you to bring it up, I was thinking it. And for you to bring it up, it's true. Yeah. It absolutely is true. And we see, wait to see what guys are signing for.
Now, and I will say, and I'll back it up further too. And I'll say, if this is the move, the wide receiver move, then all right, then I'm here for it. I just don't want this foolishness that people were talking about, Allen Robinson or Amari Cooper or those kinds of. I don't want that kind of foolishness, Corey.
I'm
and then
fine.
draft, right?
I'm fine if this
draft.
is the move
You got
also as well,
Cephas.
because, you also got to look at it like this. The Lions just paid a guy $6 million to start a wide receiver, and he didn't play pretty much the entire season. Tyrell Williams. Unfortunately, was due to a concussion, but at least they're now paying a guy like, okay, we know what we've seen out of him out of a few games. We know what we expect to see out of him out of a full season. So I definitely think that giving him $6 million right now is a better decision than they were giving Tyrell Williams $6 million previously, because they gave that guy $6 million with the injury history. They're at least giving this guy $6 million. They know what they're getting out of him and what they could get out of him. And to your point, if this is the move, then let's go ahead and stop talking about the Allen Robinsons and breaking the bank on these other guys. Let's go ahead and invest in him. Maybe grab another guy that's on a cheap deal in free agency, or maybe draft somebody and call it a day. Don't the Allen Robinson talk and breaking the bank for him. It wouldn't make sense after this move.
No, absolutely. So
this gives you
that's what it is. I'm cool
capital guy. This gives you room for a safety for somebody else out there. Like, it's not overpaying, right? Like, you need production out of this guy. You need him to stay healthy and produce, but he doesn't have to be a Pro Bowler. But the incentive based. I like this deal. Again, if I'm comparing it, it's sort of like the Zadina Verona chemistry.
Yeah.
I like that chemistry because what did we see? Goff needs something like that because it's a confidence sort of thing, and having that security blanket. We saw, Corey, you were down there. You saw how that affected his confidence in a positive way because all the work they've done, it's all reps. It's all what do you put in to get out.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Corey, man, I appreciate you checking back in, but keep me posted.
No
You're my
problem.
guy.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys got that out there. And I'm just going to went ahead and looked at what Reynolds did last year. 8 games with the Lions, 306 yards. Not the greatest, but we also know that the Lions, offense was in a little bit of a flux. They were still trying to figure themselves out. So
and he didn't have Goff the whole time.
Yeah, so I think that next year you're signing this guy to this type of deal, expecting him to get anything north of 900 is not asking too much.
I don't think it's realistic though either.
I think it's realistic.
Yeah, this is a guy that's never went for more than 600 in his career.
Hey, he's gonna have to step up. He could, like you said, I don't want 500, but if you can give me 8, a little bit over 8.
Yeah,
sure.
Forget about the numbers. You want the fact that Ben Johnson, who we saw what it is being the offensive coordinator, obviously likes this guy for his scheme, and we saw the scheme of what Goff did at the end of the year stuff.
They don't make this deal unless they see something in him. So to Neil's point, if they're making this deal right now, that means they're kind of like, it's saying to me like we're not going to be in the Allen Robinson market.
Yeah, Robinson's projected to sign contract averaging over $16 million per year, and believe the Lions would have to pay at least that. I'm not here for that.
This year's Galladay.
Yeah, I know Stick is because he went to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and Stick wants us to do like a 2-hour daily Orchard Lake St. Mary's show here. I get that. Stick's on board with that, but I'm not. But I am on board with the Foaling Warehouse, Sawyer.
Oh, I mean, you have to be on board with the Foaling Warehouse. It's the place to go on the weekends. It's always packed, so you got to take advantage of the private lane reservation, but I mean, if you guys are sitting at home,
Sam, I'll have people follow you on your next Twitter follower
to just get out there, get a little thing with football going. I mean, the football season's over. It's hard to miss. It's hard to just get back into it. So go to the Foaling Warehouse, have some fun. There's so many lanes to just go and play at and everything. I mean, you're not going to have a hard time finding it if you go during the week. You can pay $10. Unlimited play, open to close, super simple. And then, like I said at the beginning, you got to take advantage of the private lane reservation when it comes to the weekends. It gets bumping in there, so up to 10 people for 2 hours for around $120. You'll get yourself a lane. No stress, no worries. You just show up, play, have yourself a time. They have 2 full bars there, so you won't have to worry about waiting in line to get a drink or anything. They have the mystery beer machine. Throw $2 in, you get a nice beer out. You have a good time. You're back in playing full. Or if you want to make the hard choice, you can choose from one of their over 100 beers. I mean, it's a real hard one, but once you narrow it down, you're guaranteed to find something you like because there's so many beers to do it. You can also bring food in. You're not paying for overpriced bar food, Uber Eats, bring a picnic basket, however you want to do it. Super easy, super convenient. Kind of notice I've said those words a lot. That's kind of the MO of the Foaling Warehouse. It's just an easy, fun just great experience to do. So if that sounds like something you guys want to jump on, go to thefullingwarehouse.com or check them out in person at the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. This is Big D Energy. We'll be right back here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Big D. Big D.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down!
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires and hits!
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans.
Got it!
Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Syntron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over! Anything can happen in March!
Let's get somebody qualified for the Woodward Sports. Sending somebody to New Orleans to see the college basketball finals. Listen to Woodward Sports Monday through Friday on the Morning Woodward Show right here on Big D Energy Afternoons and Drive Time with the Bottom Line. Want more chances to qualify? Make sure you're following Woodward Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and go to woodwardsports.com as well. Let's get somebody qualified. Let's do it this way. We did it yesterday with Sawyer. How about Sam Flannel, the next follower on Twitter for Sam Flannel? Give out that handle right now, Sam.
At Flannel Sam.
At Flannel Sam on Twitter. Next person to follow him, Flannel Sam will reach out to you in a DM. We'll give you the details on what we need from you going forward. But we're trying to get people ready to roll. Sending someone to New Orleans to see the college basketball finals right here, courtesy of Woodward Sports. But again, talking some NFL right now. Signings coming in hot and heavy. All of a sudden, the Lions agreeing to 2 years, $12 million with incentives for Josh Reynolds. Aaron Rodgers has signed $200 million for 4 years as well, the highest paid player in the history of the National Football League. Immunized and ready to roll. That is Aaron Rodgers right now with a new tailor-made driver and everything. But we are talking the Lions right now. It's kind of taken over the show. We're going to get to the Red Wing stuff. Yes, Jacob Verana is in the lineup tonight. So I was told that Zadina now will finish the year with 22 goals, right? Is that what I was told?
You were told that, were you?
Didn't you tell me that?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you. I'm sorry.
That wasn't me. And you know what? I don't know if
kidding.
Hopefully we'll see something. I don't even know if they're going to play together, just stuff like that. But to have Verana back in the lineup, excuse me, maybe what you will see, and I look forward to as he catches himself up to speed, getting into the game 5-on-5, is his talent and ability 5-on-4. So look for him to display the talent in the power play, and then maybe, hopefully he'll get everybody going. Because here's the one thing: when a guy comes into your lineup that is either a star coming off injury or a guy you traded for, fires the whole room up. So they'll be ready to play tonight. They should all be excited because this is another jolt. It's like making a trade at the trade deadline or doing it all over again from last year. So not just Zadina, but he's going to make this team better.
So there you have it. Well, if time allows for, we'll touch on it a little bit more. Certainly, we'll get D-Mac's thoughts tomorrow on how he looked and everything and how it all shook out in their game. Jerry Alexander on a YouTube chat. Remember, you guys can get involved, too. You guys have been just lighting this thing up like a pinball machine all show long. We do appreciate it, too. Appreciate you tapping into the show like you guys do all the time. Jerry Alexander, Reynolds is going to be targeted more than any other time in his career, so getting to 900 yards isn't a stretch. Well, Jerry, here's what I do then. And on the surface, I say, okay, yeah, that makes sense to say that, but let's work backwards, shall we? What's Goff going to throw for? 3,500 yards? Amonra had, 900 yards last year? How many think Hawkinson's going to have? He's going to stay healthy for a season at some point, right? How many think he's going to have? 800, 900, 1,000? What's DeAndre Swift going to have?
I got to think Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have more than he had this year.
So you see what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden that 900 yards is drying up pretty quick.
It's not out of the realm if things stay healthy and things go well. And what we saw from Ben Johnson's influence to the offense side of the ball to score points, at the end of the year. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, it doesn't. When you're doing the math and trying to put it together, these are like the prop bets over under this or that. It's like it's close to the number. You don't expect boom to go over right away, but it could happen.
Right.
That's what you're expecting, high-end expectations.
Hazardous Nature says, I honestly believe Detroit will trade down or trade back up to select a wide receiver in the draft. Or they can, they can just get one with one of those 2 picks. And I think that's what we're going to see shake itself. Whatever receiver falls, right? Because there will be one that falls to 32.
Well, and setting your team up with Reynolds and Ross St. Brown, you're going to need a burner. Right, so one of these sub 4-4 runners, 4-3, 4-2, whatever. There's going to be somebody there at talent, and I think that right is where that receiver will look to, who either falls to us there or we go out and get with 32 or 34.
Rob J says, Detroit sports are hurting when poll question is, are the Pistons winning too much? But yeah, we just wrapped that poll up that we had on there. What were the numbers? Was
34% said they just wanted the Pistons to have fun. 46% said no, and 18% said yes.
250 votes. Thanks for voting.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping in to those. Robert McDaniel. And this is, D-Mac, you've seen it because you keep your eye on the YouTube chat thread as we roll. Robert McDaniel said, hey, Neil, I feel like the Lions are really starting to consider grabbing Willis at 2, and I wouldn't hate it. Then go defensive end, wide receiver, linebacker. Slowly, people are coming along. Slowly.
Well, here's the one thing, right, is explaining the why if it happens. Could it happen? And does it make sense if it happens? So it's not that much to take a quarterback at number 2 to what we're talking about, to the draft capital, whatever plays into the conversation, to accept it more than what we started out with what's projected Kyle Hamilton, a safety going number 2, because that messes up the capital, the cap, the money to what it is. So and again, the caveat, if they like this guy that much, the why is there, guys.
Yeah. Mr. Smith says, immunized from winning in the playoffs. That is Aaron Rodgers, especially at home. Sam, we got a winner, man. We get somebody qualified?
Yeah, it was Matthew O. I actually already sent him a DM on Twitter and gave him everything that he needs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
Matthew O, if you're out there, respond to Sam Flannel's DM. So there you have it. We'll get people qualified all the way running up to it. Grom at 0237, so Brady gets $51 million from the Niners. No, because Brady wouldn't do that because he wants to win. It's what he's done his whole career. He's played at a discount his entire career.
Brady gets $5 million from the Niners. That's more like it, $5.1 million.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what it was. Certainly big topic of the NFL. And it was going to be moving day. Franchise tags are due by 4 o'clock. Davante Adams expected to be franchise tagged by the Packers, so that will happen. And that's what the Packers are going to do. They're going to go for one more kick if they can.
Do we franchise anybody?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No. Okay. Is there anybody
Well, that's what I'm saying. Which goes to show you is that's the next thing. So hopefully next year maybe, because that tells me that you're doing to franchise a guy, you're doing something right, or you're doing something wrong too, because that means your money's out of whack or what? You know what I'm saying? Last ditch effort. So it'll be interesting. You'd expect Davante Adams. That's the biggest piece for Rodgers.
Yeah, Don Burr talked about if Hutchinson goes number 1, are they going to go best player available? And, he's saying Ekwonu, but, I mean, just that whole offensive line nature, no, I don't think they would do that. They're in a position now, especially with the money that's invested in that offensive line. But, hey, what was the most solid thing the Lions had last year? Because it didn't matter who the running back was. They were 10th in the NFL in running.
Yeah, ripping off yards no matter who was behind there, which goes to show. And that's why win coming out of camp or coming out of the draft is that we're building from the lines out, both sides of the line. You got to say, you got to give them their flowers on the fact is that they went out and did it. And, the one guy that's never talked about that had a quiet, really good year because he makes so much money is Haloti Vaitai. Right?
I crushed D-Mac. Before the season started, I crushed him.
Signing.
Yeah.
Right? To somebody who actually got in there and did a good job. And you'd say he was out there, so he was part of it. So, hopefully there's some resurrection that way with Akuda.
Right. And I was counting the years until we could cut him digestively.
Right. And then all of a sudden guys got hurt.
He was good.
And remember, we're still missing Ragnow for the whole season.
Right. Absolutely. Let me tell you about the sports marketing agency. They've been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for a decade against the issues around mental health and substance abuse disorder. With the help of NFL alumni, Sean Jordan has been able to save lives and take a stand against these issues. Go to woodwardsports.com. Check out the Sports Marketing Agency podcast entitled This is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl. If you're struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they are here to help. Go to thesportsma.com. Again, that's thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
What do you get when you mix fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken with our savory signature sauces? The best damn wings you've ever had. Wing Snob Traditional Wings. Try our Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. And we toss them to perfection. When your wings are this good, it's easy to be a snob. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
Comerica Park. Sunshine. The crack of the bat. More sunshine, warmth. We're almost there, Detroit. Summer 2022 will be the summer of Woodward sports. We just gotta make it through this damn cold first.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. Football has hijacked the show today. The Packers have hijacked the show. Sam's flannel has hijacked the show. His flannel hijacks every show, though. But happy to have you all along with us. Lots of news. Josh Reynolds signs a 2-year, up to $12 million contract with the Detroit Lions. Aaron Rodgers signs 4 years, $200 million, $153 million of that guaranteed with the Packers. The Packers also expected to announce by the 4 p.m. deadline that they will franchise tag Davante Adams as well. So the Packers got the band back together. They're going to take a couple more kicks at the can. I'm sure it'll end in disappointment because it always has as of late. Scott Klingler. Neil, I was wondering if there's a chance we could talk WWE wrestling for a minute because there's a lot coming up at WrestleMania right around the corner. Scott, we'll get to that. You know D-Mac will be getting to that, brother. Stick with us, though, man. We got you. We got you, especially leading up to it. We'll have it.
We'll have it more getting to it. Just here, a little quick something for you. Kevin Owens, big fan of him because we both have this. I got the D-Mac Stoner Stunner. He's got the Stunner. Stone Cold's got the Stunner. Calling out Stone Cold. I don't want Stone Cold to get back in the ring to get hurt, but I'd like to see him come out and throw a Stunner on the KO show. So KO is really dogging Texas right now. If he was dogging Michigan, I'd have to fight him, but he's not. So he's dogging Texas, so good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob Brennan, talk WWE so Scott will stop begging. LOL. There you go. He gave you a little taste. No, but we'll get, you guys know, man, like, we're different than most people out there. We'll get to it. I know that there are people that like it. I know there are people that like NASCAR. I know that. So we'll get to it. Even if NASCAR, they finally raced a real race this past weekend with a real track where cars, were able to stay on the track and not just drift into the wall.
What are you talking about? My guy got screwed and the guy backed into another win. And you know what? I love that. I love Rowdy even when he loses. Hey, Sawyer, he just says all the right things. And just a little update because what they did with Kyle Busch obviously being the hometown kid, but wrecking on the practice and going into how they had to redo the car and everything. They spent 9 hours, and all the Gibbs teams were involved, and it comes down to, what was it, like 2 laps, 1 away from the white, and then there's a wreck, and then they restart, and Alex Bowman backs into another victory. And yeah, your 2 guys won ahead.
That's right.
Yeah, you 2 guys.
So how do you want to work that? Do I got to buy you eggs tomorrow, and then you got to buy me?
Well, we can
or you just want to
squash
cancel
it, or we can go on.
You tell
whatever
me.
you want.
You tell me whatever you want. I'm good. I'm
Just
down
like
for
running
whatever.
it once or running it twice. You let me know by the end of the show.
No, you tell me, man. What do you want to do? Because
Let's just squash it.
We'll
and
squash
then
it
we'll
and
bet it off
go
this
forward.
Week.
Okay. And that was on me. That like the timing didn't work out
No,
right.
it's all good. It was all legal. It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, nobody there is allowed to call a heel kneel on this one, avoiding it because it was a very well communication. The communication sometimes may be lax, but not between the rule and the
true.
DMAC. It's always on.
Speaking of that, and Rack hit me up with this one on social media over the weekend, and I never did ask Sawyer this, so Rack, my bad. Stage winners. What's the deal with stage winners?
I mean, that was introduced maybe 5 or 6 years ago to just kind of break the race into 3 different sections. Kind of give the drivers a chance to bring the cars in, make adjustments, make a pit stop instead of just having a consistent green flag race, because they were running into that at a lot of the 1.5-mile tracks. And it's also to help with entertainment value, because there's always that last 5
the
lap
playoff
sprint.
points add up towards the end, and where it really matters is you don't see it, but you see it down probably in the playoffs when they cut down from 12 to 8 to 4. Stuff like this. So usually the best drivers, what they try to do this way is because the best drivers, the cream rises to the end. No matter what, if you're complaining about the first race of the year or you're complaining about the 8th race of the year, at the end of the day, it all comes out supposedly in the wash. And this year even more especially, Sawyer, because they're all using the same car.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Did you like that when they introduced the stages?
A lot of excitement.
No?
Huh? I don't
Did
know.
you like it, DMAC, when they introduced the stages? That was Sawyer's question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did because what it did is it took the front running cars, so then it wasn't just a three or 4 car race. Guys who were out of it early. If your guy's out of it early or starting in the back, if he's a good driver, what you see now, he can actually compete. Like everybody, legitimately, depending on wrecks, depending on things that happen, tires and stuff like this, has a chance to win the race. Now, not so much 20 and back. But, I mean, you look at, I think the competition, and I use this word because Gary Bettman in hockey, he loves the competition to be tight. And I think that's out of any year that I've seen, right, this is going to make the competition that much tighter. You probably see more winners this year than you don't have guys like the Hamlins or the Larsons winning 5, 6, 7 races. You got a couple guys with 2 or 3, but that's it. I think it's spread out a little bit more. Hence to the fact that Alex Bowman, who backs into one usually once a year, he's opportunist. You can't be mad at him. I'm just busting him because my boy Kyle Busch is mad at him.
Christopher O'Kicky says, DMAC, he's a sportsman, unlike Neil. I think I'm very sporting.
I think he
My
was saying
sporting
that
chap.
I'm that off the ice that I could be up for the Lady Bing, for the most gentlemanly.
Right.
Right.
Because you're a
you got a
sportsman.
bit of heel Neil. That's all they're saying.
Yeah,
They're saying heel Neil seeps through because you hate Michigan so much.
I don't hate him. I just point out what the facts are.
You love facts.
I do love facts. You're
You love
right.
facts.
Joey, 2 times. The analytics number nerds are saying that this Reynolds contract's a smart move. They're predicting major wide receiver contracts to be handed out, and they say the Lions were smart for
Did
getting
you
out
say
ahead of it
those-
for what it's worth.
The number nerds.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? I will say, and guys, look, I'll put it like this, and I think this is a new spin on it, and I haven't heard anybody say this before. This year, Josh Reynolds will make more than he's made in his entire career. Total. That's a big jump, man. It is. It's
Hope
a big
you don't
jump.
Get locked out and he loses it.
Well, I'm saying though, that's what it is. I'm expecting.
So you know what? I look at it that perfect. Go out there and prove it. Go be part of this resurrection.
With
of
that
the
comes
future.
expectations of delivering.
Absolutely. pay the man his money and go out and prove it to me. Stay healthy. Do what you've been doing.
Don't be out here rolling out stealing $6 million from Detroit like Franz Nielsen did. What do you got, Sam Flannel?
I think there was some value with Josh Reynolds. He seemed to open up the field a little bit for a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, because when he got there, Amon-Ra St. Brown's production really kind of elevated, and I think we know that Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't the kind of guy that will be the number one receiver on a team and just kind of be like a Calvin or like a Larry Fitzgerald. So, 2 years, $12 million, that's a pretty big contract for Josh Reynolds, but I think there's value in opening up the field for other guys. What do you think, Neil?
I'm just saying it's more. He'll make more next year than he's made it in his entire career. And with that comes Is it wrong that I expect him to perform now? If he rolls out and catches 31 balls for 410 yards and a touchdown, that ain't it, man. That's not a $6 million a year guy.
But here, it's the great point, right? This is what I see. Is this what Closius says? Is Josh Reynolds? He's the one resurrecting Goff's confidence. He gives Goff some confidence. There's something guys like that, whether it's in the lineup, on your line, around. Certain people have that, and we've seen that. That's proof. So, to me, we'll find out.
Yeah, and people are telling me right now about the increase in the league salary cap. I get, but the league didn't increase the salary cap 200%. You know what I'm saying? They didn't double it up like Reynolds. I'm not being I want it to work, guys. I want it to work. I'm just saying what comes with that is expectations. I'm sorry. I still have PTSD from the Ken Holland era, the end of the Ken Holland era. I do.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is whatever it is that so that's obviously, and that to me, that's the 2018. So you got to drop the Franz Nielsen's, the Stephen Weiss's, all that stuff because it's not the same guy. You got to drop even Josh Reynolds 2018 or when it was. There's something between him and Jared Goff. Now he's got to stay healthy. But if it's to what Sam said that he's helped open up the relationship in the field for Amon-Ra St. Brown, all this stuff that's going on that we're talking about are all the things that they've talked about for months. So it's obviously coming into, we're just seeing it play out, and this is the direction that they want to go.
And people are talking about how he was a fourth-round pick, and the context of your statement is everything. Again, though, the bottom line is 52 catches for 600 yards is the best season. That's the best season that he's had.
So you said he's getting his most money this year. He's going to have his most production this year.
And then I'm cool with it. D-Mac.
I like that one.
Yeah. Okay.
You like that win-win?
I do.
Okay.
I do like that one, D-Mac. Way to hold it down on that. Rack wants to know real quick. This is the last bit of NASCAR here today, please, everyone. Rack wants to know, so they hand out mid-race participation trophies now. Is that accurate?
No, it plays out to the end of the race, bro.
Yeah,
don't start with me on something that you don't fully understand because then you just sound foolish, as smart and as funny as you are off that hill. But yeah, it plays the playoff points play for the end, but it also keeps it more of an exciting race.
Yeah. Absolute 9 drinks. It's not $6 million unless he produces. Come on, numbers, Neil. Well, we don't know. We don't know the structure of that yet. We don't know the specifics. From what I understood, from what I read, just in the 20 seconds of breaks that we take, is the incentives are more laden in the second year. So that's where it was with me. Harley says Verana's playing tonight for the Red Wings. Yes, Verana is out there tonight, so we will have that. I do want to touch on the whole baseball thing. I got a Michigan State basketball question for you guys too when we come back. But D-Mac, the hair's getting a little scruffy right now. What's my play?
Well, your play, you like the bag. Forget about your hair. You like the bag, right?
I do.
And I'm not just talking about any bag. When we're talking about the bag right now, we're talking about money. Everybody likes money. How would you like to win $100,000? Yeah, you heard me right. $100,000. Just get to a Lady Jane's today. That's where it comes in. Get a precision haircut and register for your chance to be six figures richer. Get to a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let one of their talented stylists treat you like a king. That's why they got the King's treatment. You can get in there 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, relax, watch your favorite team play. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, and register to win $100K. All you got to come in to see the girls, sit down, register, $100,000 could be yours. So walk in anytime. Why Lady Jane's? It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Sammy Flannel, and Sawyer on the ones and twos. Must be a Taco Tuesday. Jacob Verana's back. We'll be down at LCA tonight. For everybody there listening, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Big D.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We got Sawyer. We got Sam Flannel as well, Pistons fan 11. Troy's counting money that isn't even his. Well, all right, guys, look. This YouTube chat thread we got going on right now, let's put it on the poll, Sawyer. When it's all said and done, when Josh Reynolds hangs him up, when Josh Reynolds hangs him up, who will have been the Lions' better receiver, Josh Reynolds or Calvin Johnson? Those are your choices here on the YouTube chat poll. Curious to get your votes. Sawyer will put that on our YouTube poll right now because
now you're acting like Aaron Rodgers. You're trying to get the big bag right now.
Well,
That's sort of Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on, let me not wash my hair for a couple days, and let me tell you about my cleanse.
All right, there you go. Oh, and by the way, for people
also,
wondering,
D-Mac, I've been immunized.
No Oli tonight.
No Oli tonight.
No.
But yeah, and that's standard practice, right? Like paperwork processing, all that kind of stuff. So
I seen it in the line, or I seen him in practice. That'll we'll see. But Verona being back, that's exciting. But yeah, you're being a little bit. I didn't know you were cleansing. I didn't know, but
I'm ingesting the oils.
That's what it is.
I'm going to do a Gratitude Wednesday post tomorrow.
You better watch yourself, though. You might be getting some phone calls from the Horizon League because they did. Were you false advertising? No. See, that's where you're not Aaron Rodgers, who actually played by the rules and got vaccinated the way that it was told. You're just acting like that.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't call you the B word. You're just acting like the B word.
Right, absolutely. So we have it on the poll right now. Who will leave a longer legacy in Detroit, Calvin Johnson or Josh Reynolds? You can vote on that.
Not a fair comparison. Calvin was drafted here. He was traded here, so you can't compare the two.
Well, yes, we can. Josh Reynolds is an all-time great.
A traded guy with a drafted guy.
Is that what it is?
That's why I'm banning the poll.
Okay, gotcha. Robert Colosia, Josh Reynolds is going to a Super Bowl. So there you go. Just having some fun with the people out there.
And Neil, you mentioned because you said something about Sparty. And,
yes.
And this is sort of, we wanted to get to this yesterday, and it's sort of like with T-Foss in here telling us dirty stories and telling us Dennis Rodman, North Korea stuff that he knew, all this stuff and how connected he is. We didn't get to this, but this is pretty interesting.
No, it is.
Because this, and when you bring this up, I want not only just the name and what's going on, but it's that time, right? That we got to start thinking about, hey, moving
What's
on.
it look like?
What's next?
What's it look like? And March Madness has officially started. We can kind of mix this in the mix last night. And I was texting these guys last night because I saw it as it went down, and it was the moment, right? It was the March Madness moment that happened that officially launched us into March Madness. And I believe so. We have that, right? Tennessee, Chattanooga, they won at just a crazy ending to their game at the end of their conference tournament when they were playing Furman for a bid in the NCAA tournament. Chattanooga made the three with 26 seconds left to tie it. Furman thought what they got would be a game-winning bucket with 4.3 seconds left. Chattanooga inbounds the basketball. This was the signature March Madness moment so far, launching it from the Bojangles, or was it the Ingles logo on the court. Tennessee Chattanooga makes the three. And D-Mac, I asked you guys a question. I think I'm a little disturbed because those images that we see right there, it's not the guys jumping on the court. And believe me, as an Oakland alum, an Oakland fan, also somebody who worked at Oakland, we have seen every mid-major sees their fair share of heartbreak. The thing that stays with me the most when those things happen, just the gold dust, the shattered dreams.
You focus on the agony of the feet and the kid crying his eyes out first down.
Yes, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's something wrong with me. The people on the YouTube chat poll will probably agree, but that's the moment that stays with me. Just the soul crushing of defeat.
You're not a glasses half empty guy, right? You know, you're not. I'd say you're a glasses half full guy. You know what I'm saying? But you'll also say you will call it half empty or half full. Me, it's always refillable, right? So that's sort of the difference. So I guess do you see the bad in life to prepare you for the good?
I don't know. I don't know why that is.
But you might be tainted because you watch so much basketball. Right, and it's that moment that you'll see.
No, you know what it is, D-Mac? Here's what it is.
Eye tube is because here, and I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to use remember guys, 4 rehabs, $1 million in my head. I'm going to use my therapist brain here, right? It's because we all are drawn to that excitement, and 99%. But what about the person where it's more of the human? It's not a sick sort of thing, but it's the compassion that's still part of the story.
It is.
It's the reporter in you, the journalist in you, is that the defeat is just as much as the victory. Now, to me, I always enjoy the victory, but I like to go and look into the defeat to see how, because I know what it's like, not only in sport, but in life, to fall down that hill, to get kicked in the face, and are you going to get up? So I'm more concerned with if I see that guy laying on the ground, what's that kid's name? And do I hear about him in the future? Has he used this as a positive? If we don't lose in 95, we'll win a cup. We're too talented, but I don't think I'm sitting here with 4. So I think that more it's to the journalist in you, and the heel kneel a little bit, but I don't think you're taking enjoyment in it. I think it's more of explaining the story.
Mike G says, Rule Breaker does like sports karma pain, and sometimes you have to wait in line behind him with 31 items, and that's painful too. Hazardous Nature says, most of these guys playing in a small conference will never make the tournament. That's their championship. It's real pain. And that's what it is. Like, for a majority of the people watching this show, they're Michigan fans or they're Michigan State fans. And you can lose at the buzzer in the conference championship. It doesn't matter. You're still going to the tournament no matter what. You were going to the tournament even well before your conference tournament started. Working in mid-major college athletics, it is the only look you get. And no matter how good your season was or how bad your season was, it comes down to everything rides on that moment. And it's not fair that it's like that, but that's the way that it is. And I would say somebody even like South Dakota State tonight in the Summit League, who I believe is 29-4 or 30-4, something like that. They have a Pac-12 win in their non-conference. They probably have to win tonight, despite the fact they're 29-4 and they got a road Pac-12 win on their schedule. They'll never get in. And they'll never get in because of the television shares and how all that kind of stuff works. And, you know, does Michigan get in over South Dakota State? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Do they deserve to? Probably not. But they will. And I get it. They carry a TV audience and all that kind of stuff. The fact that it's not fair, that's what bothers me. Can I ask
you a question, Neil? Like, so what you're saying to me is sort of the truth. Is that maybe the ninth... It goes by different conferences, so the 5th best team in one conference might not be as good as the 9th best team, and it doesn't even matter because the 10th best team in the other conference has a TV deal or has a better fan base.
And that's the way it's going to work.
Plays in, especially,
and they're going to travel and they're going to buy tickets.
Especially later, right? Late in the bracket, as we're getting down to the ones that they're seeing and where they're going to travel. So this all comes sort of into play. So technically, the NCAA basketball tournament is not run by the Enron guy. because it's done sort of.
Well,
there's some thought into it, but there's also too.
Yeah, there's an angle of the Enron guy.
He might have
Yeah.
some influence in it,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? So it's not as. So if I say, well, it's not as bad as college football, but there's still some suspiness to it.
It's still it's still a little
sus?
sketch.
Is it sus?
It's a little sketch.
Still a little sus?
Yeah, it's a little sketch. There is no question.
Sketch.
There is no
Sketchy
question
sus.
about that. We will take. Here's what we'll do then. We'll take the last break. When we come back, I do have a critical question for Michigan State basketball fans, and it's something. It's not now. It's not this year. But as D-Mac said, it's on the horizon. I think it's visible. We'll discuss that when we come back after I tell you about Cintron World, an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. Cintron, the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners with the Detroit Pistons, exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you want premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and of course, great taste, Cintron is the top choice. It's the only choice, everyone. Buy online at CintronWorld.com with the promo code RedWings10. Save 10%, shipping included. Do like D-Mac's doing right over there. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Wing Snob. It takes a snob to know a snob. Wing Snob, fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wing Snob has the best traditional wings. Try the signature sauces, the Jamaican jerk, of course, the staple, lemon pepper. Wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce you choose. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. And trust me, I'm a snob, and the wings are good. Therefore, wingsnob.com is the play. Wing Snob, they just have better wings. Final segment of the show, wrapping up the YouTube chat poll. Who will leave a longer legacy in Detroit, Calvin Johnson or Josh Reynolds? Calvin Johnson got 89% of the vote. That wasn't a Sawyer thing. That was me just kind of joking around and having fun. I wasn't trolling. I was just having some fun, man. Can we laugh?
Some fun.
Can we? I had some laughs. Can we have some laughs? People are like, oh, you're being negative. That's a reach. Calvin got drafted. Guys, I was just jerking the chain a little bit, all right? Like, that's we're just having some fun, man, okay? Ride with me here. Michigan State fans, I got a critical question for you guys. We were talking about March Madness. Loyola Chicago won the Missouri Valley Conference. They're going to the NCAA tournament. Drew Valentine is their head coach. Porter Moser was their longtime head coach when they went to the Final Four. He left and took a Power 5 job. Drew Valentine, the youngest coach in Division I. If you remember that name, it's pretty simple. Played college basketball at Oakland, was one of the winningest players in the history of Oakland's program. Went to Michigan State, was a graduate assistant under Tom Izzo. Of course, was a graduate assistant there when his brother Denzel Valentine played. And went from there, was an assistant coach at Oakland, left Oakland, went to Loyola Chicago, and now they just won the Missouri Valley tournament. They're going to the NCAA tournament again. And I hear people talking about it around town. And D-Mac, you teased it. This was something you thought of. We're getting to that point, right, where you start looking at what's beyond. I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow or next year or the year after or anything like that. Drew Valentine's the hot name right now across the nation in the coaching circles. And why not? Because it seems like everywhere you go, he's won. That's just been the way that it's been. Is that somebody, that fits that narrative, that fits that description of somebody that could be in play for the next head coach at Michigan State
100%.
when Tom Izzo steps down?
100%. Look at his pedigree. You nailed it. I mean, he comes from Campy and from Izzo, and not only that, learned under their coaching tree. So to me, it's a no-brainer. At least that is, he should be, as if you're gonna bring in somebody for tenure and stuff like that, you got to have a conversation with him. right? Just what is the time frame, right? The time frame, is he going to get an offer somewhere else that is better for him earlier, or is this something that Michigan State is already ahead of to get ahead of it? And I think that's the landing spot because of his success, more so than even replacing Campy at Oakland. But the pedigree, where he comes from, Lenny, to me it's a no-brainer to have that conversation. I'm not saying that it should be him, but he's somebody that comes highly regarded, highly known by Izzo, obviously. Results speak for themselves. So, and he's a Sparty. He's a Michigan name. I'd defer to Alex Mayer, who does where's the bottom line on the ones and twos for them, is that he's a Sparty, the biggest Sparty. What do they think? And I think that most Sparties would be head over heels, especially with the success this kid's having.
Yeah, it's just
the deeper
something
he goes
I
into the tournament, the more eyes on him.
Right, absolutely. And, it's just something I saw.
How's his team? I mean, obviously they win and stuff like this, but
right.
I mean, these conversations we're having right now because we're here are conversations that tournament time are going to be having. Not only the youngest coach, but this coming out of this lineage. Oh, look at this! Is he the next? Somebody else is going to have this conversation.
They buy in, man.
What?
They buy when Drew
Absolutely.
Valentine walks in the room, you buy into what he's saying. He's got that kind of personality. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome, and that's all. And you have more of so you tell me. I mean, ask you: is he the right guy, or are they barking up the right tree? If this was not saying that this
absolutely,
is it? Absolutely, because
it's sometimes people make things hard, D-Mac.
Right.
I don't do that. Look at the resume.
Right, but look
dude's
at the resume.
won everywhere he's gone.
Right, exactly. Now, how about personally, coming across and why he would work? To me, it's just when you go from Campy, either way. But when you have Campy behind you, either coaching you or coaching you as a coach, right? Either as a player or as a coach. And then you have Tom Izzo. It's where are the minds? It's the same thing as
and I would even say
I'm
it's
a Scotty
past,
Bowman guy.
It's past that now. Just
right,
because
he's developed his
done
own.
it. Yeah, now he's done it.
But you're always looking to see who's the lineage. Like me, I'm a Scotty Bowman. So I take that with me everywhere I go, which not only with the 4 cups, it adds some sort of extra bling, right? Because he's the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Mike G says Tuck coming, Andrew Valentine coming. So there you go. I mean, it is though. It's if you're a Power 5 AD out there right now, instead of going through those recycled names that they always seem to go through.
And here's the question: because of this year,
and that's not my words. That's Draymond Green's
words. The year that State
words.
had this year, is it sooner than later? Is this something that maybe it's already been amped up or whatever else? We're down in Michigan State right now. They're going, hey, you two, shh, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, I just bring it up because I just noticed what happened, and they were out there and they got the job done. Obviously, football hijacked the show. We will get into the baseball labor stuff tomorrow. Don't forget to Nate Steinwasser, goalkeeper for Detroit City FC. It'll be a City Wednesday edition of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
My Northern Guard hems. I'm going to sing some songs tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to rock the scarf tomorrow.
In my pocket.
Oh, do you? Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like it. So yeah, we'll hook that up tomorrow. Certainly, we'll do a recap of the Red Wings game. Verona coming in. We'll pick D-Mac's brain and see what he thinks of everything that happened out there. So appreciate everybody tapping in. Appreciate everybody listening, and everybody that followed Sam Flannel at Flannel Sam on Twitter. That's what it is.
Hey, I had 3 extra people besides the one, so I appreciate.
Are they still there? Did they do you like they do Sawyer?
Oh, I'm gonna have to check back and let you guys know tomorrow.
Yeah, so there is that, but we will be back at it. We'll be squad deep one more time. So for D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, for Sawyer, my name's Neil Rule. Thanks everybody for tapping it in to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Bye-bye.